She was hilarious. She was always the center of attention. Like I said, you go to the playground and she would just be surrounded by people because she was making them crack up. That was just who she was. Probably from like 12 to 17, it was just about her coming to terms with who she wanted to be and her sexuality. The mental health issues were just more prevalent a little bit later in her 30s. It kind of concerned me when we have conversations and how she's explaining how she's talking to ghosts and things of that nature. And then there was also the depression. As she got older, Kayla gained some weight. She was living in Berkeley at the Gaia building with her caregiver and with her roommate. They both noticed that she was, in her psychotic mode, basically talking to her spirits that weren't there, that no one could see. So they called for a wellness check. And of course, the wellness check went through the emergency line, and the police came. She said, "I'm going to go and make a phone call. I'm going to call my lawyer and get this straightened out." She went to make that phone call, and within seconds, 6 officers were on top of her. They were attempting to put her into what was called a wrap device, which basically is hog tying someone. And if anyone knows anything about the wrap device, you don't use that on anyone who is large or obese. And it shouldn't be used, period. It really is a device of torture, but it wasn't necessary for her. She was scared. And she tried to get them off of her. And her last words were, "I can't breathe. Get off me. I can't breathe." The whole incident, for the time the police arrived to her death, was 15 minutes. So there was no de-escalation. There was no talking. There was no, "How are you doing?" They wanted to criminalize her. They wanted to take her to jail. One of the things that really kind of hurt was that no one gave her CPR. No one gave her mouth-to-mouth. And at that time, it was required. And we know why they didn't want to do that. And it was because she was transgender. They didn't want to put their mouth on hers, not even to give her the breaths of life that could have possibly helped her and saved her. She should have gotten mobile crisis. She should have gotten trained psychologists, clinical social workers who went to school for years to do what they need to do. Had they been there, Kayla would be alive. Absolutely. No doubt in my mind. This is what needs to change, because cops don't want to be counselors. We don't want them to be. Black trans women in this society are devalued, and that's really the stigma that Kayla lived with, because she felt that. And Kayla was just a sassy, smart, beautiful person. She really was. She could talk to anybody, and she frequently did. She just loved to talk and sing and gossip with her girlfriends, and go to clubs, and she was just living her life. She was powerful. She was. I envied that in her. She was fearless. Say her name, Kayla Moore.